Welcome to this new course, Safe Drinking Water Quality Treatment. The beauty of this course is I have recorded this course in two languages, Hindi and English. This is the English version. I am specially recording for the professionals and who are not able to understand the Hindi. So this is little more advanced and some more topics I have covered that I have not covered in Hindi version, because Hindi version can watch anyone who ever want to understand the drinking water, what should be the drinking water, what should be the qualities of drinking water, and so many things. So if you really want to know more about in Hindi, you can go for the Hindi version that is also available. And now I'm going to present you this course in English version. So this is a little bit more advanced, and this is specially I made it for the water professionals. But it doesn't mean that this course is only applicable for the water professionals. Anyone who can understand English, anyone who want to know more about uh, drinking water quality treatment, they can go through this course. And I have also covered a lot of demos to understand more deeply the concepts and the types of treatments. So without getting delay, let's start our course today. So this is the course name is Safe Drinking Water Quality Treatment. The name itself is telling a lot of things, that water quality for the drinking purpose should be little safe to drink, because we are drinking the water to give our body proper nutrients as well as good health. The first concept. So what should be the treatment is required to make the water quality good for the drinking purpose, that we are going to learn from this. There are few elements which I have covered in this course is what are the reasons to test drinking water quality, and we will go step by step. What type of drinking water quality is good for health? What is potable water? Common problems in surface water and treatment. Common problems in groundwater and treatment. Important parameters to test drinking water quality by IS method. Treatment to remove the impurities from the water. How RO works at home. Typical applications of reverse osmosis, adverse effects of impurities in industrial problems. So we can start. I'm going to start with the first topic. What are the reasons to test drinking water quality? The first reason, the first and foremost reason of the drinking water quality is required to take serious for your health. That means how you can keep your health safe, how you can prevent from the diseases. That is the basic concept to understand why we need the drinking water quality that should be safe to drink. So we will see what are the elements which comes under this. The first reason is to prevent from diseases. What are the diseases? What we call as a disease. There are a lot of diseases which can be occur because of the impurities which are present in the water as well as food. But even the food you have to cook with the help of water itself. So water is the basic necessity to understand how important in our life. So types of diseases can be cholera, diarrhea, vomiting, cramps, dysentery, hepatitis, typhoid, polio, cancer, fluorosis, blue baby syndrome, thyroid problems, and shigellosis. There are a lot of diseases which can be caused because of the impurities present in the water, like chemical impurities, organic impurities, biological impurities, radiological impurities. So we call it as different impurities, but the disease is also different. Like for example, diarrhea and vomiting or cramps. These are the diseases which can happen because of the food contamination or water contamination. And cancer is mostly caused because of the heavy metals present in the water and some type of additives that are very dangerous to our body that also cause cancer. In the same way, fluorosis is because of the high content of fluoride present in the water, and if we are consuming for a longer period of time, this type of disease can happen. Blue baby syndrome is some bluish color spots comes on the face of his small babies like children. That's the name is called blue baby. So that is because of the content of nitrate present in the water that cause the blue baby syndrome. And there are so many like shigellosis. This is all because of the some type of bacterial infection. So there are so many impurities which are present in the water when we are consuming as the drinking water, maybe not in one day, 1 week, 1 month. It will take sometime years to happen. Some diseases are very acute. That means it will come very fast. Like as soon as if we are having some bad water quality, some impurities, some contamination, immediately we will have some vomiting or diarrhea. That is an acute one. But chronic diseases will come only after years of consumption if you are not taking care of water and food. Whatever you are eating, some contamination through the even sometime when your hands also not good and you are eating, that contamination may happen. So the first here we are trying to cover is the importance of the water. So these are the diseases which occur because one of the reason is water. There are so many reasons, but one of the reason is water. There are so many reasons, like radiation is also one of the reason for cancer nowadays because of the high technology we are using. We can't say, but many diseases which are bacterial, radiological, as well as chemical, we are consuming through the water and food. So this is the basic cause. Now, second, to check the level of impurities present in the drinking water. Now we understand there are impurities in the water, but we have to check the level of the impurity. That we can only done through the laboratory test. When we are giving our water sample for some reason, if we have any doubt that our drinking water may be not safe, and if you are feeling some type of problems at home like health diseases, some are not always sick at home, and there are so many different have type of problem, even skin problems can happen because of the contamination in water. So in that level, in that time, we have to at least test the water, and we have to monitor where is the problem and how we can able to recover, and we have to solve that problem. So to check the level of impurities, it is very important because we know that water is a precious here. So water is precious and it is not 100% safe. Why it is not 100% safe? Because water has the capacity to absorb everything in it. That means minerals, it can able to absorb soil, it can able to absorb and any other corrosive gases it can able to absorb. So that is one of the reason we are calling as water is cannot be a pure at all the times. So that is called, we call it as a universal solvent. Impurities can be suspended, colloidal, dissolved form, organic and inorganic matter. Second thing, impurities can be in microscopic in nature. I mean impurities sometimes you can't see it. Where is the impurities you can't see? So there are different type of impurities which may see, you can see some solid particles are there, some suspended particles you can see, but some are very in the dissolved form. That impurities we cannot see through our naked eye. So in this case we have to test in the lab, then only we can able to find what are the problems. Drinking water can be contaminated by the number of sources. So here in this section we can cover through our presentation. So the number of sources is, it can be erosion of natural rock and soil formation, landfills, sewage, wastewater treatment facilities, discharge from industrial process, agriculture, farmland, homes and yards. So there are the different level of impurities coming out of these different sources that we cannot able to measure it, and it is really vast to explain that how you can able to control it. So the monitoring the water quality is one of the biggest challenge nowadays. So I'll show you through some slides exactly what are the different sources and other slides. In these slides, you can see that there is only 1% is consumed as fresh water. That means out of the total water which is available on our earth, that we have 1% is a fresh water. Out of that 1% fresh water, we are using 69% in agriculture, 8% in domestic, and 23% in industry. So we are getting very, very less water, means less than 1% we are getting for the drinking purpose. That's the reason we call it as we never know the worth of water till the well is dry. One of the author has said it, Thomas Fuller, very valuable sentence, because when you have a lot of things you will never value, but when you are sometime you have a scarcity of water, that time we are taking that our bucket or our container to go longer distance and we are filling and coming back for the drinking purpose or for the domestic purpose for or any other use. So unless and until we have it sufficient, we never know the value of that. So we have to really respect and we have to save the water. That is a first primary importance based on the today's life. We can see this is the model of water. We can see everybody know how water molecule looks like. As I already told you that why water is universal solvent, because it has a capacity to dissolve in it everything like chemicals, minerals and nutrients. When pure water, if you will take, it is a colorless, tasteless and odorless. There will not be a taste, but it is a pleasant. There is no taste, but still there is a pleasant. But there should not be any odor. There is no color in the actual pure water. So that's the reason the failure to provide safe drinking water is the greatest development failure of the 20th century. Why the world is in water crisis? Water is a commodity for us. We should not waste it, discard it, pollute it or poison it. We should consume it in a proper way. So if we are using in the wrong amount and in the wrong places, then only we are having a scarcity of the water, and that will be an economical issue, because when the water is less, automatically the water become more expensive. So some contaminations will be there that are hazardous to the environment as well as to our body. So if you can classify the water, how the water, so we can classify in some 4 ways, like potable water that we are using for the drinking purpose, palatable water that is aesthetically pleasing, but it, even if the chemicals are present, but that will not threat to our human health, that will not that will not pose any threat to the human health. And one is contaminated water. Contaminated can be anything, can be physical, chemical, biological, radiological, and it is completely unfit for the drinking purpose. And infected water mostly coming from pathogenic organism, like example hospitals. So there are a lot of treatment is going on, people are coming sick, and that can give you the infected water. Why do we test drinking water? That is one of the biggest question. Why do we test? Because we want to save our all the organs. We want to save our all the organs. That's the reason we want to test the drinking water, whether if there is some harmful contamination, chemicals, any pesticides or any microorganisms are present in that. So to monitor water should be free from all contaminants and to prevent us from disease and organ damage. Because if a longer run, if you are consuming the wrong water, that can also damage to the organs. Water pollution can cause major health problems that can lead to serious illness. What statistical data shows that according to WHO, World Health Organization report, about 80% of all the human diseases in human beings are caused by water. That means 80% is not a small ratio, it is very high. Based on WHO report means we can say that so much of contamination in the water. According to the WHO report, an estimated is 1.1 billion people in the world drink unsafe water. And total, if you will see that 1.1 billion is a very huge quantity, that these many people are suffering from the safe drinking water, maybe because they have not available water. Even if the water is available, the water is not very good in good condition. Maybe there are some contamination is there, maybe they don't have that economical situation to purify that water. So there are so many reasons that why they are drinking unsafe water. Next is approximately 1.7 million of the global annual death and 54.2 million of the annual burden disability are caused due to unsafe water and lack of basic sanitation and hygiene. That means global annual death. Global annual death, it's almost 1.7 million. So 1.7 million annual death because of the water contamination. People are dying every year, and disability because of the water is contaminated. For example, polio. Polio is something like a disability, means that is, we can say, physically retarded people. So this type of disability, maybe you have some problem in your eye, maybe you have some problem in your leg, you have some problem in your hands, and because of the fluoride contamination, your bones become soft, brittle, and your teeth become yellow color. Nitrate, high content of nitrate can have a lot of problems, biological problems. So these are the problems which we call it as an annual burden, that is disability, that is total 54.2 million because of the unsafe water and lack of basic sanitation and hygiene. It's not hygienically the water is not good, maybe the place and environment is not healthy to stay. That's the reason water is affected. So this is very important data that helps us to understand the importance of water quality and safe water quality. So we can see the sources of contaminated water. What can be the sources of contaminated water? We'll just have a look into this video. Erosion of natural rock from the farmland. All this water is coming, homes and yards. This is also one of the place where the water contamination is coming. Landfill, so much of leachate is there. Discharge from industrial process. This is from the sewage waste. So much of dirty water is coming every day and mixing in the drinking water. And this, how we can say that water is getting contaminated. Now we can see one more video about water pollution in river. How that water is getting polluted in river, and because of our solid waste, we have a lot of contaminations in the river, and which is very difficult to clean the water properly. animals are taking bath here, and so much of contamination, solid waste are lying so much, and this all goes to the water, and very difficult to clean the water. So we have seen how much pollution is in the river, such a big river and so much of water. So even if at home we have some thousands of liters of water also, we are not able to treat it properly. Just to think how we can able to treat this much of river, and if high content, how high pollution is there, it will take maybe many months, even if you are not, if you have stopped dumping all the solid waste and other things, that also will take, through the natural process, it will take months to clean the water. So that's the reason better to avoid all this contamination to through to the rivers of the, to the bank of the rivers. How we can maximum natural ways we can able to clean the river through not dumping unwanted waste near the river. That is the one best treatment, that is the one best solution. We can also see there are some industrial gases that also going to the sky, and again it will come back with the rain, that also is polluting the water. So we can see here how that industrial gases are there. We can see here industrial gases are continuous releasing these, because their process are continuous, they cannot stop it. If they are stopped, they have to stop the production. That is one of the reason industrial gases are continuously coming, but to some extent they can control by, there are so many different ways, but even then these are the gases that are contaminated to whole environment, and when these gases will mix in the water, it will get polluted. So we have seen that different levels of contamination and different sources of contamination, and what can be the categories. Categories can be the microorganism, radionuclides, inorganics, organics, disinfectants, and disinfectant byproducts. So microorganisms can be protozoa, algae, bacteria, and virus. Radionuclide can be, it is a form of elements are called radionuclides, are its example radium, cesium, strontium. These are the all radioactive elements which are naturally found in the earth, and sometime when it gets mixed with the water, it can have a harmful effects on our body. What are the inorganics present in this? Inorganics are, inorganics can be TDS, that is total dissolved solids, calcium, magnesium, sodium, silica, chlorides, sulfates, nitrates, alkalinity, total hardness. TSS means total suspended solids. Turbidity, colloidal, and silica. These are all comes under the inorganic impurities. If we'll go to the organic impurities, that is all BOD, COD, color and smell. BOD, COD is one of the very important analysis which we are doing in the lab to understand the oxygen content present. COD is chemical oxygen demand and BOD is biochemical oxygen demand. Disinfectant can be alcohol, chlorine and chlorine compounds, formaldehyde, glutaraldehyde, hydrogen peroxide. These are all so present in the water. For few important production, we have to check each and every type of impurities to give the safe and good quality product. So disinfection byproducts also produced when you are doing some reactions, when you are doing some processing, automatically that is become a byproduct. When we are disinfecting something, like we are adding the chlorine in the water, but the remaining chlorine as a free chlorine can be a residual chlorine. So such type of compounds is forming in the water with other compound that is called chloramine, chlorine dioxide and ozone react with inorganic or organic matter. When it reacts with that, it will form different compounds. Common things are here is chlorate, chloride, bromate, trihalomethanes and haloacetic acid. These are all the harmful compounds which are automatically generated in the water at the time of disinfection process when there is not actual quantity of chlorine or any other dosing of disinfectant product is doing at the time of water treatment. Effects of contamination in water. What can be the effects? It's an aesthetic effect, that is unappealing taste or odor or staining. Cosmetic unappealing effects of one's appearance. Acute health effects occur within hours or days of the time that person consumes a contamination. Acute means immediate. Chronic occurs after people consume a contamination for many years, that I have already explained before. So this is all about the basic understanding of the water and basic things which are everybody should know. Even if you know, it is refresh your mind that this should not happen in our environment. So in the next video we are going to cover some more topics. So just go for the next video.